Buddy, and welcome to Texas Card House here in Dallas. We're a little ahead of ourselves here. We got 8 hands in, but that's okay. That's okay. Welcome, and I have a special guest with me tonight, Mark. To,
Yeah, Toulouse.
Toulouse. I'm having a hard time with that. I always call him Doc, uh, but he's in the booth with me tonight, and we'll get to know him a little bit. But right now we got a hand brewing, hand number 8. We still have everybody here, Doc. So welcome to the booth. Welcome. I appreciate you coming out and helping me out tonight.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Looking forward to it.
Looking for your insight to some of these hands. Doc's made the final table. You'll hear me call him Doc. It's Mark's his name, but we all call him Doc. You know, you'll see he looks like Doc Brown from Back to the Future. For those young guys who haven't seen that, I highly recommend you go check out the movie, right, Doc? Anyway, there it is. You can see Doc Brown. There it is. But yeah, we'll get back to, let's see here. There it is.
Going into hand number 9 now.
Hand number 9. We have some familiar faces. We even have a Hall of Famer, Doc. A Poker Hall of Famer, a six-time bracelet winners, 6 bracelets. It's TJ Cloutier sitting there in seat 5. In case you guys haven't noticed yet, he's made the final table. No stranger to final tables, I'm sure. We have Brittany in the box, and we had a late start tonight, but we still have all 9 players. And Danny here, seat 1 is going to look down at King Queen there, Doc.
Good starting hand.
Yeah.
Zosimo ditches his hand and pocket 8s.
Mr. McCall.
I expect he'll raise here probably.
Sticky bush. There you go. Okay. So I had a little heads-up action here to the flop.
McCall's 8s still look pretty good.
Yeah, Danny's swinging a miss here with it. He did get a picture card on the flop, but not the right one. A lot of his outs are gone.
Yeah, he led right out into that jack.
I know we're 9 hands in, but it might be a little early for the call to make the call.
Yeah, Danny's got 1.4 million in chips, so he's figuring he can be a bit aggressive here, and it pays off.
There it is. Danny's going to take it down.
Yeah, McCall folds a better hand there.
Looks like Danny's getting some love here in the chat already.
Danny plays a lot of these tournaments here and plays over social too. TCH man all the way.
Yeah. Anyway, who is the chip leader? Do we have those numbers? I haven't seen.
I haven't seen the chip counts.
We have 88 people watching right now. Is that Zosimo?
That's Zosimo, yeah. Zosimo is running really hot today. I was on table with him for, I got knocked out in 30th, and over an hour's period of time, he ran from about 300,000 up over 1 million.
Well, here we got Sam going all in with the pocket 3s. He got TJ to fold the king, queen of hearts. And that's why the man's got all those bracelets, because he can lay that kind of stuff down. I couldn't lay that stuff down. So here we have the chip lead. Danny's in the lead here. TJ, the Hall of Famer, bringing up the rear, but he's always a threat. You know, everybody is aware the man's at the table.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room is aware that the man's at the table. So I'm sure you have some people pulling for TJ.
As you know, this final table, tables can turn pretty quickly.
Yeah.
For those shorter stacks. Zosimo has a very good starting hand here.
Yeah, but his position is not ideal.
No, he's under the gun.
Yeah.
I expect he'll still raise, knowing Zazimo. Quite an aggressive player.
Uh huh. So you say you played you finished 30th?
I finished 30th in this one, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I've played this tournament a couple times myself.
Have you?
Yeah, I made it to level 8 a couple times. All right, I'm lying. I made it to level 8 one time.
Now, Kong here, what is that, seat 2?
Uh-huh.
Very good player, very solid player. He's kind of a quiet player. He won the first river tournament. I think it was a $500,000 first place back in 2000. I'm not for sure on the year. I'd have to look it up. It was, I want to say 2005. Maybe it was 2010. I think it was his first Hendon Mop score.
Oh, okay.
And he's had some pretty decent runs in the last year. Started to see him in some of the bigger tournaments here at TCH rather regularly. Kong's got a good hand here. Now it'll be interesting to see whether he decides to raise or just call here.
Well, he's a little short stack there. Actually, he's a short. I think he just took over the short stack from TJ. So
yeah, I'm a little bit surprised then that he just raised to 150, which was half of his stack basically.
yeah, he should have just probably just went all in.
Yeah, probably would have shoved in that situation, I think.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm gonna let you make those decisions. You made the final. You've made the final table on more than one occasion. Look at this flop.
But he got kind of a nice flop.
Look at this flop. Oh my God! This is he doubling up here? What do you think?
I think he might. Andre probably not going to lay down the king jack here.
Wow, what a flop!
Look at that smile on his face.
He can't contain himself.
He can't hide it. His joy with that flop.
He just spat out at me. Yeah, I got a full house.
At that point, since Andre was putting him all in anyway, there wasn't any need to hide his emotion.
Yeah, he's like, okay, you put me all in. Okay, I'm going to call. You know, I mean, but it was a good all in by Andre. I mean, he's got to have an ace.
Yeah.
Right. To beat him, the king with the jack, he has to have him, right.
He did have a little bit of a sweat there with the
king
turn.
on the turn.
Yeah. Not in anything that was dangerous because he already had basically the nuts there.
Yeah,
so.
he would have had to hit another king.
Yeah.
So that's a nice double up.
Even hitting another king wouldn't have helped him.
He's still having a hard time hiding that smile. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay to smile when you do that. You know, you're the short stack, and then nobody's upset that, you know.
We were talking at the table the other day about this fictional book called Emotional Poker. Subtitle, I've Got a Feeling.
I can imagine. Yeah. Well, TJ's going to throw away that 4-3. That's why he's got all the jewelry.
Yeah.
He could throw that kind of stuff away.
D-Cart's got a nice little king-queen suited here. What do you think?
Well, you know, a D-card, you know, I've seen this man. This young man's in the room more than occasionally, and never panicky. This young man.
Yeah.
You know, he knows probably better than anybody at this table how to play a short stack, and that's very important. That's very important. Very impressive. The young man never panics.
He's got a tough decision here. I think he's going to lay this down. Sticky Bush pushed. Yep. It's a very good bet by Sticky Bush there. Yeah, I've played, I think it was several weeks ago, a month ago or so, I was on final 2 tables and was on with this young man for several hours. Really strong poker player.
Yeah. And it's not his first time at the final table. The last time he was at the final table, I talked about a tournament that he and I were in, and it came down to the final three, him and me and Bart.
Oh, really?
And Bart and I had him dead to rights. And this young man would not go away. He would not go away, and he ended up outlasting me. Uh, he did get lucky a couple times, but he played very well. He didn't panic, and didn't make any bad moves, and he just was very patient and ended up outlasting me. There's Bart in the chat right now. I don't know. He's been to so many final tables, and I don't know if he remembers that, but very rarely do I get down to the final three. So, I remember it very well. I'm sure the young man remembers it too. Bart did. Just in case for those of you who are wondering, Bart did win the tournament. The young man finished second. I finished third. But Bart and I had him both on. We had this guy on the ropes, man, and he would not. He didn't panic. He didn't go. And he outlasted me.
Bart winning a tournament. Gosh, how unusual is that?
Yeah. I didn't see him in the room today. I didn't expect to see him. I know he told me he was going to Vegas. I don't know if he is now, but it's good to see him tuning in if he's taking a dinner break or something in one of those tables to the tournaments.
Trying to remember when I saw Bart, whether it was yesterday or today. I guess must have been yesterday that I saw him.
Sam's going to. He's going to make the call here. He's got a couple of picture cards here. No doubt Bart is just a winner. There's no doubt about it. Sam, did he raise there? I guess he must have raised. He took it down.
Yeah. TJ has 460,000 in chips, so he's down at the bottom of the list right now. But he'll find a spot. TJ usually finds a spot. I expect that he'll find one. We're in 20, 40, 40 blind level, so it's about 10 or 11 bigs.
We got 136 people tuning in right now. We appreciate that. If you would, hit that like button. We'd appreciate it, Doc. You think? You like the
Yeah.
hit the like button.
Like
for Doc.
button. Yeah. I'd love to see a few likes out there tonight.
All right, here we go. We have a
Andre just limped with Ace King. Interesting move here.
Yeah, he's going to get
hoping D-Cart gets aggressive, and he raises to 125.
Yeah.
So let's see if Andre just flats or decides to bring his aggression now.
You may recall, Henry, he took this tournament down a couple. He's all in, and he will get D-Cart to go ahead and fold.
A good move there by Andre. If he raises pre-flop in that position, D-Cart's going to fold. And by playing it the way he did, he got D-Cart to make a move and picked up a few extra chips.
At D-Cart, he saw what time of day it was. He saw the check raise. And,
and
he was quick to throw it away.
Immediately laid it down.
Yeah, he saw what was going on. But yeah, Andre, he won it all a couple weeks ago. So we have a few final tablers at the table.
Well, we've got about half the final table at 21 big blinds and below.
Jedi tuning in. Red Rollins.
Now let's see if Kong's going to flat here or raise. I think he's going to raise. Looks like he's reaching for raising chips. So it's a min raise with the 6-5 suited.
Doesn't look like anybody's going to have anything here to challenge him. And
no, he takes it down.
He's going to go ahead and take it down. Coming up on hand number 18. And got a couple of things we want to share with you guys here after this hand. We'll check it out. we have a couple interesting things coming up, Doc.
Right, I've heard scuttlebutt.
Looks like Red Rollins says he's going to be in Dallas next week, weekend for the tournament.
So he's already mentioning what we're going to
Yeah,
promote here in a few minutes.
Definitely. We got a couple of things to promote. But
Yeah.
a lot of things coming up. Kong's got a couple of picture cards here. See what he wants to do with it. He's got some chirping chips now. He can.
I suspect he's going to make it 80 again.
Well, he's just got a smooth call.
Oh, he did. Yeah, just a flat.
TJ, let's see what he wants to do. He's going to look and see the flop, see what he could do with it.
I'm a little bit surprised by that move by TJ there. It seems in that position to be a bit conservative, but I don't know.
Well, McCall looks like he may have got the best of this. Hitting the 8. Sticky Bush hit the 7. Kong and TJ just have 2 picture cards each. Thank you, Kevin.
But I wonder if McCall would have been in this hand had there been a raise by TJ. And,
yeah.
And
Kev, one of the dealers. I think he deals here and at Lost Cleanness. I love that guy.
oh yeah. Red Rollins says he's been in Mexico the last 7 years.
Wow. Been in Mexico for 7 years. Was he on the lam? Just kidding. I'm sure he's vacationing. For 7 years.
7-year vacation.
7-year vacation.
Living in one of those resorts like in Cancun or something.
So he wants to come play poker in English. Wait, you mean in Mexico it's not English only at the table?
Yeah, it's English only. I thought at all poker tables across the world.
Yeah.
It was English only.
In Australia, right?
Get a little love from Kevin there.
I appreciate it. He's one of the guys that I met later on in life. I wish I would have met earlier in life. We would have had a blast. Red Rollins, he's
Retired
Army.
Well, thank you for your service.
Without a doubt.
Now here we have Danny with a very strong suited ace king.
Very strong.
And he's at 1.7 million, so I don't expect more than a 2.5x.
And Danny's no stranger to the final table. He's been here a few times. Oh, look at that.
Look at that flop. I don't think he raised, did it? Did he just flat that? I think he did.
Well, we had a box will come up here in a minute, right over top of that. But that ace might save McCall his tournament life here. Kev wants to know if we think TJ is nervous playing at the final table.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he probably won his first bracelet before most of these youngsters were alive.
Well, we know he was ready because he was the first one to get to the table and get all comfortable and get situated.
Yeah, he was. We were coming into the booth. We didn't see it because we didn't start until 8 hands in. First player at the table, TJ Cloutier. He was there. Maybe it's because Brittany. I think he likes blondes. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think McCall's lucky that just wasn't a king high flop.
Yeah, he'd have been in trouble. So let's see. We have a couple of things here. First of all, we're going to show this will be the payouts for tonight. Everyone at the table will get at least $2,445 all the way up to first place there. See, the number's much bigger in size there, Doc. I'll let you read the first place one there.
$16,745. Big $90,000 prize pool tonight, a little over.
Yeah, we had, was it
213 players.
That's not bad.
It's
when you take into consideration what's going on out there in Vegas, the WSOP.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about that later on, too.
A lot of...
we have some players from the room other than Bart who were doing real well out there. You may have... we got a hand brewing here. We'll get to that here in a second. The Coils have been doing well. Mitchell Anderson's out there. Of course, the young kid
Jason.
Eric Trexler finished second in
Oh well, Eric. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did
Yeah.
really well. And Jason Sternberg, who plays here all the time. Um,
That's why he wasn't here in the tournament.
well, he played in the. Well, he was here today,
Okay.
but he played in the Millions Bounty, one of the earliest tournaments in the WSOP in Vegas. Had 18,180 players, something like that, 18,180 players, and he finished 44th. A great run for Jason Sternberg, a regular in the room here.
Well, I know Mitchell Anderson, regular in the chat. And you got to remind me to pop the chat back up.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I forget to do that. I should have told you that earlier. I forget that. But I know he's played a few tournaments. He's still out there. He's cashed. I know Dory and Jim Coyle.
They went pretty deep in the seniors.
Yeah.
Both of them did.
I think they both cashed. I know Jim did.
I do think they both cashed.
Yeah.
I know Dory had 260K in chips after the cash, and I think Jim had 170K or so.
Yeah, he posted earlier today. I saw on Facebook the hand that he busted out on. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it was. I saw it earlier today. I was checking to see where he was, and said he had busted. So
now you were after this hand. You might want to show what's coming up this weekend.
yeah, well, what's going on this weekend? You know, what's going on now?
We got plenty of time.
Plenty of time. We still got 9 players.
We've got 21 hands, and all 9 players are still here.
And here we have Sam looking down at 5-4 clubs. His first time. I think it was his first time playing in this tournament.
I think that's what he said. First time ever.
Maybe even in the room.
Yeah, could be. Now look at this. Andre's got a big hand.
Makes the final table sitting next to
the legend.
Poker Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, we got queens.
TJ might run into it here, I think.
Look at all those queens. Yeah. All 4 queens are spoken for, so nobody's going to hit a set here.
Well, TJ's going to make the call. Well,
and he's got a gut shot.
Yeah, and he
immediately shoves. And so I think we're going to see our.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure TJ would like to see a diamond or two on this flop. Unfortunately,
no diamond there.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Well, I'm kind of surprised about the shove, but
so he needs a 10 and a 10 only. TJ's tournament life on the line here. 3. One of the 10s are gone, so he's drawn the 3 outs. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, I don't think that he's going to have much luck. He's down to about 6% here. So he's our first victim.
Well, there it is.
First to the table tonight and first out.
Well, you know, I'm sure everybody at the table breathing a little easier. You know, one chip, you know.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody other than Bart could come back with one chip, it would definitely be TJ. TJ, thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming out and playing. He does come out and play occasionally.
He does, and it's good to see him when he comes out. I always enjoy sitting at a table with TJ because I enjoy listening to the stories of old Vegas, and he's full of them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Sitting at a table with TJ, you know, if you lose a cash game, you lose $300. That's $300 worth of stories. That's well worth it. So congratulations, Mr. Cloutier. Please appreciate you coming out and playing, and making the final table is nothing new to that young man.
Oh, it's not an easy task.
Yeah,
to hit this final table, you've got to get through a lot of very strong players. Now, this is a pretty good flop for Sam.
Yeah, but there's still an ace. He's going to go ahead and throw a little something out there, feel it out, see where he is. Poker Monkey letting us all know he's going to be at social tomorrow. Uh, Texas Card House Social over there in Las Colinas. And Monday. I'll be there,
Yeah.
dishing out the cards, like I do.
Yeah.
And Monday, I was talking to you earlier. Monday, you're headed out to Vegas.
I am. Yeah, I'm going to play in the Super Senior on Tuesday morning. And then be several other tournaments I'll be playing, but I'm also going to try to satellite into the main.
Well, I'm going out on Tuesday myself, but I'm not going out to play the Super Senior. What do you say? Daryl and I have already made arrangements to play the Super Seniors in 3 years together. You want to come join us?
Sure.
You, me, Daryl?
I'll still be a Super Senior in 3 years.
Well, you guys have to wait on me. you and Daryl are already there. You guys got to wait on me, but
I've been there for well over a decade now, so.
Well, congratulations. So we have getting some love here for TJ. Little JG's there.
Now Kong flatted with King 3, and now Sam's got the jacks.
Greg Rollins mentioning Chip Reese. He's a great poker player.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got a hand brewing here. Sam's got a couple of jacks. Going to raise
Kong's
it up.
going to make the call.
All right, what are you thinking? They got a couple clubs. Kong's looking for a king or clubs here. Well, he'll get the king.
Right away. There's the king, but it's
what
on
the
3 hearts.
Yeah.
Sam's got that heart. Kong comes straight out with 400,000. That's a little more than a pot-sized bet.
Sam's thinking, oh, he's got a king, and he's right. But Sam's also thinking, I got a jack.
Yeah, got 3 hearts.
So he's got a king, but it's not the king of hearts.
No, but he's also got the second pair on the board. But he's got to figure that Kong's got the king. So we'll see what he's going to do. It's a good bit. Sam's only got 495, so it's pretty much his tournament life to call for the heart. I don't think he's going to make the call here, and I'm wrong.
Well, that's something I would have said, but I didn't make the final table. Kev's, there are poker rooms in Texas.
There are a few,
but they all take a back seat to Texas Card House. We do lead the way.
Number one in our hearts.
And I mean, multiple cities. Are you familiar? Well, we'll talk about that after. You
got Houston.
Sam is looking for a jack or a heart. No, that's a red card, but not a heart.
He's only got 6 outs, really, because 2 of the jacks were. I think he had the 1 jack left, and then 5 other hearts, but didn't hit. So, I was a little bit surprised by the call because at this point on a final table, you do like to ladder up.
So Sam is out.
He's out. He shoved.
There it is. Okay.
He had 96K over the $400,000 bet.
Well, he's going to finish 8th. You want to tell him what he's won?
Well, he's won $3,125, which is not a bad day's work, I would say.
I'll take it. Of course, I can't make the final table, but congratulations, Sam. Young man's first time here, first time playing a tournament. I'm pretty sure is what he said.
Here,
final table, congratulations. I kind of get the feeling we'll see him again in the future. What do you think?
I think so. I mean, this is a pretty good experience for him to come into this field and make it to the final table and finish 8th for a 6x over his buy-in. That's a pretty good day.
All right, so here we are back at the table live.
McCall has raised with his pocket 3s and been called by Zosimo with ace 7. Again, Zosimo has 1.4 million in chips. I think is he at the top of the list in chips? He's pretty close, and decides to call with his ace 7. He does have 2 overs. McCall's a very solid player. This is his first time at the final table as well, I
I was
believe.
surprised.
Yeah, I've played a lot with McCall. He's a very, very strong player.
Yeah, I was talking to, we were talking to him right before the final table started, and he told me. I didn't believe him.
Yeah.
And here we go with the hearts again.
He's been on a number of final tables, but I just guess he told me he hasn't been able to play the Saturday tournament that often.
Yeah.
Which is probably why he's not been at this table.
Now, Columbia, the guy who got knocked out had the pocket jacks.
That's right.
Yeah.
With the Jack of Hearts, and now McCall has the heart, but Zosimo's got the lead in the hand, right? I mean, no, he doesn't. McCall has the lead in the hand and the heart.
Yeah,
So,
but he can't be proud of that 3 of hearts, you don't think?
No, I don't think he's too proud of it. I think any kind of a bet by Zosimo here might have pushed McCall out of the hand.
Now, what's that check tell you if you're McCall from Zosimo?
Well, I think that tells me that Zosimo's basically got nothing.
So he was happy to see the check.
Ace high, maybe. Now, see, McCall here has probably missed a bet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, his threes are still good.
They are,
but that doesn't mean he's going to win.
No, but I think if he makes a bet here, if it's a value bet, I think Zosimo will call him off. So he's betting 125 or 105, excuse me, and I think Zosimo probably calls 105. I think it's actually a good bet into this pot. If Zosimo shoves here,
I think he can take it down if he shoves, but I think he's going to fold. I think
he's counting out some chips.
I think he's just counting to see how much he has, whether or not he makes the call here. If he calls, because all he can beat is a bluff.
And he folds.
He will throw it away.
It's a good fold there.
He wants to know what McCall had, and McCall will show the threes.
Yeah,
wow.
I really don't think that's a wise thing to do when you're in the midst of the game.
You would not
on the final table. I wouldn't have shown it.
You wouldn't have shown.
No, I'll show a hand once in a while if I have purpose behind why I'm showing it.
I have dealt to you many times. And 99.9% of the time, the only time I see your cards is when you call somebody or somebody calls you. But
yeah.
But me personally, I do show. I probably show. Hell, I show too much. Everybody who plays, I bet you show too much. You show too much, and I try to cut back. And I get right back at it. We had a couple things here in the chat I wanted to get back to. Somebody wanted to know if they had to register early. You can register early. It's not mandatory. You can late reg.
To play on Saturday, Sunday, day ones. Is he talking about? Did you see next weekend? Go back down.
Okay.
It's right there.
Okay. Do I have to early register to play on Saturday, Sunday, day ones?
He's talking about next weekend.
Okay. No. You don't have to early. You can. I mean, if you want to.
Actually, isn't this tournament coming up? Is it only in this room?
Let's see. We'll get to. Okay. Let's see. We'll get it up to right now. It's this one here, right?
Yes.
8 flights, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Yeah, Texas Card House Dallas. It's here. The whole tournament will be played here. So you can see there are 2 day ones every day starting Thursday. So Thursday through Sunday are day ones at 10 a.m. and at 6 p.m. each of those days. So no, you don't have to register early. You can come and register anytime, I imagine, in the first 4 hours.
Yeah.
Descartes got a hand here. It's been raised to 125K by Kong with his Queen 3.
And Descartes just trying to figure out his best move here to get the most
I
amount of
suspect
chips.
I suspect we're going to see a raise here, all in.
Well, he's going all in. He doesn't want any action behind him. I think he wants a little heads up action, and he's just going to take it
It's a
down.
very good move. He has 1.1 million there, and he's got a figure with a 125K starting bet. That's about 2x, a little over. That Kong was not that strong. So I think moving with jacks is probably the best thing to do because you don't have to worry about what you're going to do or where you're at on the flop.
Looks like Sticky Bush is getting a little love in the chat here.
Red's Red is saying that he's going to miss his cheap beer, Mexican beer, when he comes back to Dallas. I was just going to say, Red, you really need to come into the TCH card room here because beer is actually free. It's complimentary right now.
Yeah, complimentary beer going on here in the Dallas room, not in the Las Colinas room.
No, not in the Las Colinas room. So you have to come to the Dallas room.
We have a full bar at the Las Colinas room with the
Yep.
restaurant, and if you like darts, I guess if you like darts, we have dartboards over there. We have a golf thing over there, but it's not working right now. But yeah.
Good food over there.
That's what I'm hearing.
But they and Kong takes it down with his ace king. I do think that right now, Red, you can come in here and get free beer delivered to your table by our wonderful servers here at TCH
in Dallas.
Yes. This is a promotion that's going on this month. I don't know if it'll continue beyond this month.
Preston, that's his favorite kind of beer. Complimentary.
Complimentary beer. That's
or,
right,
or otherwise known as your neighbor's beer,
Yeah. I think it's been Michelob Ultra and what's the other one that's been served here lately? Done in the keg, so it's good beer. McCall's got a suited ace and has raised to 150, and Danny's made the call with the ace 8, and Kong's made the call with the ace 8. So the two ace 8s are ahead here.
Everybody missing the flop.
I suspect the one who bets it is going to take it down. Will McCall bet it? Looks like he's preparing chips and delivers. 310? Is that what I'm reading? No, 90. 90. Sorry, he picked up the blue chips. So 90K probably is going to be a fold. So it's a good move there. It's not that particular brand of beer.
The blue can beer?
Not the blue can.
Yeah.
It's Dos Equis. I think it's Dos Equis and Michelob Ultra.
I mean, I don't know. I don't drink, so I don't. Plus, I'm not here. I'm only here on Saturdays now. But Red Rollins says he's flying in on Friday. Is that right? Flying in on Friday. We do have a hotel. I don't know where you're staying, if he's staying with family or friends.
There is a hotel very close by here.
A Wyndham, walking distance right across the street. The room's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have cash games. We have tournaments every day. We have turbos during the day, and that's where I shine. That's where I shine. I do well on the turbos.
Yeah, I've seen you play a few of those turbos.
Yeah,
and you do well on your third buy-in usually.
Well, as long as I cash, as long as I cash, you know. No, but
These morning tournaments here have actually taken off. They have really gotten to where most of them are over 60 to 70 buy-ins now. It's really been amazing to me that they're getting that much
all right,
action.
Sticky Bush going to go all in here with the Queen Three of Hearts.
Now this is just a
Just going to try.
move.
Yeah,
I think it's just a move, and
try to take down the blinds.
he did get Kong to fold the King Queen,
and there it is. Looks
so
like
he's going to take it down.
there it is.
Yeah, it's a risky move because somebody behind you can wake up with tens or nines or something. Even in middle pair range, they might just be inclined to call that. And you really do want to ladder up here because there are ladder up advantages at this point on the final table.
Joseph wants to know if the Second Chance tournament is in Dallas or Las Colinas, which is a very good question because originally when we started, we opened up Las Colinas.
That's right.
It was going to be over Las Colinas, but no more.
That's correct.
I mean, if it's going to be a Second Chance tournament, it should be here.
That's right. And Donovan had it moved here.
And there it is. Yeah.
I think it was last week or the week before. Last week I finished 16th in the morning tournament and late regged to the Second Chance tournament. I think nearly at the last moment you could reg for that tournament, ended up winning it. So the Second Chance tournament is a very good tournament to play. And tonight it had well over 90 players, I think, which is about 3,600 up top, 3,500.
And if you don't do well in that one, and you still want to play a tournament,
hey, you got a 9 o'clock.
Is it 9 or 10?
9 o'clock.
Is it not? You should know. You know better than I do.
It's a 9 o'clock. So I haven't played it yet. Now we've got a straight for Kong on the board, and a top pair, really strong kicker for McCall. So we're going to have to see if McCall can get away from this. There are 3 diamonds on the board.
Well, and he's got a top. He's got a top pair with. He does have a gut shot,
and he doesn't get away from that bet. But it's only a 65K bet, I think. Now it's going to be easy for McCall to get away from.
Yeah, he also could maybe possibly.
Well, they're not even going to bet it, which I don't blame them. I think that extra 4th diamond was quite scary.
Scared everybody.
Yeah, there is a 9 o'clock tournament. It's what's the buy-in for that? Is it $100?
I think it's $100. Yeah,
just 1,000 guarantee, but it's a fun little tournament. Last week, I think, got quite a number of players in it, 27 or something, because it was going pretty strong when we finished the Second Chance at 11:30 or 12 last week.
You know, not tonight. Tonight I have some plans. But I think next Saturday, maybe the Saturday after that, I think when I get done here, I'm going to step right into that 9 o'clock tournament, late register, and see. Do you have any idea how many players they've been getting?
I think last week, Danny's got queens here.
Wow.
I think last week it was 20. It was 3 tables. I think last week.
Okay.
So 25 to 27. When we ended the Second Chance tournament. But registration was still open, so I'm not sure how many they ultimately ended up with.
Well, Danny's going to raise it up to 160,000 here.
Zosimo likes to play those little suited connectors, but he had a 1-gapper here and he laid it down. And McCall's going to lay this down. So Danny's queens do take the hand.
All right, we do have some other stuff we need to share with you right now. If you're in the room right now, we do have the mystery high hand still going on until the 29th of this month. 5 hours you could draw. If you have the high hand on the hour, you draw from the cage there. You get 5 hours. You could get 5 hours or up to $5,000. I don't know how many $5,000 have been drawn.
I don't. I know it. I
think one. I know of.
Yeah, I think one. I don't know how many are in there, but I think one's been drawn. I know there's more in there, at least one more. And the 5 hours, of course, I did draw last couple days ago, and I won a 5 hours. So
there you go.
Pulled a $5 chip out of there, and I thought, oh, I won $5. But no, they said that stands for 5 hours.
Well, there you go.
So. That's still not bad. That's $65. for the high hand. So
Speaking of pocket tens, you are aware the pocket tens is my favorite hand.
I am aware of that.
If you ever listen to the stream, you know that everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Let's put the chat back up.
Thank you,
And
Doc.
Zosimo's got the Jack 10, and
Tens are all gone. Somebody folded that 10, I think, didn't
but
it?
Sticky Bush has raised all in. I think he's probably going to be looked up by the tens, but I think Zosimo is going to fold. He doesn't like folding Jack 10, but I really don't see him calling here.
There's Mitchell A. We were talking about you a little earlier, Mitchell. We know you're out there in Vegas and playing hard and well over there, you know.
Mitch is on so many of these tables.
Yeah. Yeah, he's made it. Well, you've made a. How many final tables have you made, Doc?
On the Saturday?
Yes.
I think, I don't know, 4 or 5.
All right, we're going to get an all in here. We'll get back to you in a minute because I know we.
Descartes is there with the tens, so he's got quite a lead in this hand.
All right, so Sticky Bush.
Just need to fade the king.
Sticky Bush tournament life on the line here. Descartes got the tens. You know I love the tens, but let's see what happens.
The tens, and there's the king right there.
See, if it was me with the tens, the king wouldn't come.
Is it Jack?
A Jack? No.
Nope.
All right, Sticky Bush hitting the king on the flop.
Now that hurts Descartes a good bit in terms of his chip stack.
Oh, Sticky Bush did the stand up on the walk away.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked.
Yeah.
You know. So there it is. Sticky Bush still in the game.
Now, if you're ahead in a hand, like you were with the tens there, it's always best to beat the other guy up to the stand-up.
You got to beat him to the stand-up?
Beat him to the stand-up. You don't want him to stand up first because that's not a good sign.
I don't know. I can't. If I'm ahead, if I'm ahead, I can't. I can't.
You just don't stand up.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Kong's got the 10-9.
I don't know if Mitchell A. If you just tuned in, yeah, it is the Doc here in the booth with me tonight.
Hey, Mitch. Yeah.
He's, by the way, Mitch. I don't know when you're coming back. For those of you, Mitchell A.'s regular here in the room, and he's out in Vegas. Don't know when you're coming back, Mitch. We have an all in again.
Yeah,
Descartes, the tens are hot.
Tens again.
The tens are hot.
Again. And he's all in with his 525K. McCall looks down at King Jack, which is a nice hand. It's just not a great hand in this kind of situation at all. And Kong does like the 10-9, which you know, Mitch, is one of the hands to hit the flop most often.
Yeah.
But he's going to lay it down. Yeah, Mitch, I'll be out there in Vegas on Monday, so I imagine you'll still be out there.
Yeah, Mitchell, Doc's coming out on Monday. I'm coming out on Tuesday. He's got some things planned. He's going to play the Super Seniors. Is Mitchell old enough to play the Super Seniors?
Doesn't look old enough.
I don't think he definitely doesn't look old enough, but I think he's.
You do have to be 60.
I think he's there.
Mitchell will have to tell us.
That's up to him.
That's up to him. If he wants to tell the whole stream his age, that's certainly his business.
Well, he could just say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not.
How many do we have in the stream now?
272.
It's climbing.
It's
climbing.
Right up here.
Oh, there it is.
There. 272.
Now we've got an ace-queen with Andre here.
We do appreciate y'all tuning in.
Oh, now Kong is he going to raise? Is he going to raise with his ace-jack or just flat?
Sticky Bush getting some love in the chat. We're getting a lot of fans here for Sticky Bush.
Now there's a very strong queen for Andre.
Red Rollins wants to know what's the flight costs. I mean, he's in Mexico, right?
Yeah, he's from Mexico. So you want the flight cost from Dallas to Vegas? Is that what you're asking, Red? It runs anywhere from $200 one way if you go something like
Oh,
Southwest Airlines, or you can
oh,
go for about
It's cheaper than that, I think.
is it?
Oh yeah, round trip. It's like maybe $180 from Dallas to Vegas round trip.
I don't know what you're flying, but
Spirit,
there you go.
coach.
I'm not flying Spirit. I'm sorry. My legs are too long. I just can't do it.
Well, my legs aren't that long.
No, you're not.
Now, if I fly from Baltimore to Los Angeles, I'm not flying Spirit. But I'll be in the air for 2 hours. I was married for 13 years. I could handle. I could handle a rough 2 hour flight.
Red, a lot of people do fly Southwest out of Love Field.
Yeah.
That seems to be the most. I generally fly out of DFW. I fly on American.
Yeah.
Try to use miles, so I usually accumulate some miles and am able to use them.
So we have an all in
all
here
in again from Sticky Bush
with the Ace 4 offsuit.
That's again a very strong and somewhat risky move depending on what's behind him. But nothing looks to be behind him, so he takes down another pot. Sticky Bush is quite chipped up here.
He's making moves. He's starting to, he's starting to get our attention here.
I think he told us too that this is his first time on the final table.
He did. I'm not sure. Have you seen him in the room much?
I haven't. I don't think I've ever played with him. I know he's been quite aggressive at this final table. I haven't seen the aggression.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I haven't seen the aggression statistics come up on our screen. I know they do occasionally, but I probably missed them. But yeah, he's been. He was probably 7th or 8th in chips, if I remember right, at the beginning of the final table, and now he's moved up nearer the top.
Young man is showing no fear.
No, he's made the right position moves, I think. He's taken a little bit of risk with 3 or 4 people behind him, but it's worked. So you can't really argue with success. Now here Andre moves all in with the Ace 7 offsuit.
Taking a page out of Sticky Book's book.
Yeah, I think he's taking a lesson here.
Yeah. Let's see if it works for
Zazimo's not likely to call. It's basically his tournament life. Zazimo started the final table with one of the biggest stacks of chips. He's lost about a fourth of that chip stack, I believe, since the final table started. We're now in hand 38.
So Ranger says Sticky Bush has been on the stream twice before.
Always a blaster, huh? I wonder if, has he been, I thought this was his first final table. Maybe he's played in cash. I'm not sure. Ragnar, does he play cash on the stream?
I mean, I've been doing he's going all in again.
Well, he's got a very strong hand here.
Yeah, that's,
But was he under the gun there? I do think that's a pretty, strong move under the gun. I'm not sure that, depending on how many chips you've got and who's behind you. Now, he may be chip leader now, and no, he's not. Danny is. So with Danny behind him, making an all-in with an ace-king can be a bit risky when you're under the gun, or under the gun +1, I guess is where he was. And the truth is, somebody behind you wakes up with kings or aces or queens, something like that, and you've put your whole tournament life at risk moving all in with ace-king instead of just 3xing or 2.5xing or whatever you might do with ace-king there. So I do think it's a risky move under the gun or under the gun +1 to do that with a big stack behind you.
Well, JT here says Sticky Bush played on Tuesdays. Because, I don't remember him playing. I mean, I haven't done every live stream we've had on Saturdays. I've been doing them a lot.
Well, Tuesday night is the big game, I think, and so maybe he's played in that.
Yeah, if he's played and I've done the live stream, I want to apologize because I don't remember it. But if he's done the Tuesday, then that's a cash game.
Now, Mitchell's made a point here, and I think it's a good one. Mitchell is talking about the fact if people are overfolding on the final table, you might want to continue to test them until they challenge you.
Yeah.
And it does seem like aggression has yielded folds on this final table. Zosimo's gone all in with Jack 10. I know he likes that hand a good bit. I don't know if McCall's going to be able to find a call here.
Zosimo's, he started off the final table and playing well, getting cards. He went kind of card dead.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard much from him since the beginning.
No.
He'll take that down.
He will.
And trying to get back in the groove here. Let's see what else we got. What else we got going on, Doc? What else we got going on? We have
we have the August event coming up. Can we show that?
Let's punch it up. This is very interesting. August 17th to the 4th of September. Look at that.
Yeah.
$1 million guarantee.
This is a big event, and it's going to be hosted jointly by TCH Social and the Texas Card House here in Dallas. So Las Colinas in Dallas.
Sponsored by Poker Atlas.
Poker Atlas is coming to do it.
We don't have all the details yet with the buy-in and all the stuff in, but $1 million guarantee. And, it needs to be said, we crush every guarantee,
Oh, yeah. That'll be $1.5 million to $2 million. And Zosimo's in again with pocket nines. I don't know if anybody's got anything behind him here.
Sticky Bush.
He does have 2 overs. Does he think he's good enough to call a 1.1 million with 2 overs? I really think he'll fold here.
Well, he doesn't have anybody. I mean, I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But he had no one else behind him, so he wanted to give it a little thought, look at it.
I'll tell you what, Mitch, to be able to play in Dallas any tournament that's $1 million guarantee and will easily go well over $1 million is really quite amazing. I mean, when you think what the state of Dallas poker is today compared to what it was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, we had mostly private games or, some smaller card rooms that weren't really legitimate. And now we've got, I think, arguably, and I've said this in Vegas, I think the best poker anywhere in the United States is in Texas. I think the opportunities that we have here to play really strong poker are fantastic, and tournament poker has just taken off in Dallas.
It's amazing. Victor Leone, he's the man that came down and helped get all this situated and doing it the right way. And I knew him from Baltimore. He called me and he told me, he said, "Hey, I think you want to get down here for this." And at the time, I was having some health issues. I couldn't see. I had cataracts. And but I made my way down here, and I thank Victor every day for calling me. I appreciate it. He thought enough about me to call me. I thought that was great. And Texas Card House, is laying all the groundwork, doing all it's setting the standards for Texas, for poker in Texas. And there's other places, but nothing like Texas Card House. We get everything straight, get everything right, and making it all possible for card houses, other card houses.
Well, I think, the dealers here, by and large, across the board, outstanding, and just really good people. And
but that goes for the players
and
too.
And the players, I just, to be able to find the kind of social atmosphere that we have here at the Card House, and to enjoy the quality of tournaments and the way that the tournaments are run so smoothly by its staff, it's really, I know it's a big promotion point. Somebody thinks you may be overstating it, but we're really not overstating it. It's just superb to be able to play the kind of poker we're able to play here in Dallas. Yeah. Now, Zosimo has the ace-10 of hearts here. And he's going to raise it to 360, which is quite a large raise. It's a 6x raise.
Descartes with the nines. Nines have been coming up a lot lately. He's going to go all in. Danny loves the eights, but maybe not so much now with a raise and an all in.
Yeah, it's going to be, honestly, I think he's
Yeah,
going to get away from it.
He hates it. He loved looking down and seeing a pocket pair, but with the eights and the raise and an all in.
Well, you have a 6x raise first, and then you have an all in behind it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was painful, but the right thing to do.
And
even I know that. Even I know that.
Zosimo makes the call. So we got a hand here. And
Descartes' tournament life on the line here, but he does have the lead.
But we've got 2 overs and the flush possibility.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting hand here.
It's a very good flop for nines. Oh, even a better turn.
Yeah. And 8 only, right?
Yeah.
And there it is. Descartes going to take it.
Eight would not have helped him.
Did he stand up?
Oh, yeah, it would have.
Looked like he just.
He did. He stood up. At least he started to get up.
Yeah, I saw it. He pushed the chair out. Does that count? I don't know if that counts.
I think it counts. It's close to a count. I mean,
but he was in the lead, though, right?
He was in the lead. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Zosimo just stayed seated.
All right.
So.
All right, I got 288 of you checking us out now. We appreciate that. Hit the like button for the doc here. He's coming in helping me out tonight. We got hand number 43 here. Blinds are 30, 60, and 60.
Preston makes the point that it is called Texas Hold'em.
I know, right?
Ought to be the best place in the country to play it since we're here in Texas.
I know I want to get back. I saw a message here. Mitchell said he's ready to come back home.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Said, I'm ready to come back home. Vegas has not been kind. I'm firing this $500,000 at Golden Nugget tomorrow. Will be my last tournament here unless I top 3 it. And then I'll come back for the main. So
he is playing.
So he's going to play in the main.
Mitchell is a tough opponent at the poker table, I'll tell you.
I'm telling you. And is he not the nicest dude in the room?
Oh, he is super. I mean, super great guy.
You know,
we've been on a few final tables together, and he's quite a joy to play with, but a very tough opponent.
Yeah, and I've seen him. I've seen him getting better. You see a lot of players, they come in and they're stagnant. Descartes go look down at Queens. He's getting hot right at the right time. Just had the nines down at Queens.
He is. He's up to 1.4 million.
But guys like Mitchell, and I tell you, Daryl, I've seen him get better. I think you could see the improvement much more in Mitchell. Because he's changed more. Daryl's made some changes. They both have improved.
Adjusted their games a good bit. Now, Kong is he going to raise here? I like Descartes' raise. It's a nice just over 2x raise, which I think is a good thing to do here on the final table at this stage with a good strong hand. But it may induce. Kong has called. Zosimo has called with the ace. And then Andre looks down and look what he's got, the Cowboys.
Wow. That's going to be all in. Descartes, see, now normally for me this would be a snap call, but Descartes, a much better player than I am. He wants to see what's going on. A lot more people in his hand. He wants to assess the situation. Think about it.
Well, now I think since he only has raised just a little over 2x, he can get away from this. The question is, will he? Because, and he makes the call.
Yeah.
It's going to leave him short stacked.
I like his hand. I mean, the kings are about gone. There isn't, but I like it, even though he's behind with the kings. The kings are shot. I think the other 2 queens, I didn't see anybody fold any, did you? They could be in the deck.
Now, Zosimo, there were no queens that I saw. Zosimo does get away, even though he's only got 335K behind. He didn't like to fold that ace-8, but he did.
I'm looking at the chat here. Sticky Bun's still getting a lot of love.
He's
I
got a
thought
couple of fans in the chat tonight.
he seems to be the fan favorite tonight.
Yeah,
Kings are holding tight.
down to
queen
2
and queen.
outs.
There-
And there's
there
Zosimo
was-
regretting his folding of that ace.
there was only one queen. The other three queens were gone.
I don't know.
Well, they had the
Did
queens.
they have the queens up there, and were they both gone, or were they?
Well, they had three queens up. Three of the queens up, and two of them were dark.
Where are my hands downstairs?
I mean, how many?
only
queens?
one queen was
Well,
showing.
yeah,
I
thought I
don't
saw.
know.
I can't.
I don't remember anybody folding a queen.
I didn't see one either.
Now, what do you think about Zosimo's move there? With the all-ins ahead of him, he's got 300K behind. That's all he had left.
Yeah.
And he had the ace-8. I think probably it's a good fold there, but he might figure that the one ace he's got isn't over to anything anybody else has.
Well, maybe someone else had an ace too. He wasn't happy with the 8 kicker.
Yeah, it might have been that. Might have figured there's an ace-8. I mean, ace-king or an ace-queen.
A bigger ace out there. McCall going all in here with the 8s.
I think this is a good move. He's right under 10 big blinds, and to have a middle pair here at this point, I think his shove is a good move here. It puts Andre to the test. He does get a call with 2 overs. So,
And there goes one of his jacks.
but one jack is dead.
And there it is. We have an all-in. McCall's tournament life on the line here. He does have the lead. Is he getting up in the? Is he standing up? I mean, he's
I
got
don't
the
know.
lead.
I can't see the
And there it is, an ace,
ace
on the
right
flop.
That's
Now he's looking for an 8.
very tough there for McCall. Good game, very
There it
good
is.
game, McCall.
McCall is
First time on the final table here, but he does
Well, he played well.
a good job here, finishing in 7th. Is that correct? $4,040.
$4,040. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
Well, congratulations, McCall. We'll see him here tomorrow.
Probably on
Tomorrow.
Probably in the morning tournament. Starts at 11.
Yeah.
So we're down to the final
6. Yeah.
And we're in hand 46.
And 46, over 300 tuning in. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. We appreciate that. Here we go. Uh-oh.
Zosimo's run right into it here.
Yes, he did.
Andre's not going anywhere. The question is...
He's going to slow play this a little bit. No, he's just going out there. He
I
did
think
give it
he just flats here.
a little glance back to see if D-card... If he
folded
had,
quickly. He didn't
Yeah.
have anything. So
he looked to see if if D-card had any interest in the hand. He saw he wasn't paying attention. Like, yeah, okay. Well, here it is. Zosimo in trouble here. Headed to the flop. He's needing some serious help. Well, he got some, but so did Andre.
yeah,
Flopping a set of kings.
head to a jack.
Wow, two
Two
pair, but not any good. And there it is. Zosimo's
Back-to-back victims here, 7th and
Back-to-back.
6th. So I think 6th place hits around
Let's see.
4,900.
They're almost just short of $5,000. Well, I'm sure he had bigger hopes of finishing a little better than that. But $6,000, I mean, almost $5,000, $4,935 is not too bad.
Now we've got a good little ladder up now between 6th and 5th. I think about $1,300.
Mitchell said he busted in the seniors event. He had queens versus 7, a 7 on the river. Oh,
Yeah.
ugh. That sounds like me.
You know, I've only played the main event in Vegas twice, and both times I was knocked out with pocket aces. Pre-flop shoves, both times against me. Pre-flop shoves. once with tens and once with jacks, and both of them beat me. So my two main events, I have the distinction of being knocked out both main events in Vegas, holding pocket aces. Good pre-flop, but not so good afterwards. Kong has 8-9 suited, makes a raise, and takes
I'll
it
take
down.
it down. Now, I did want to talk a little bit about you. You were in here. You made the final table a few times, but we had a really big tournament here. I think the biggest one we've had. I'm pretty sure it was the biggest one we had.
1,939 players or 1,979 players, something like that.
And where did you finish?
I think I finished first in that tournament.
Yeah, as I recall.
That was last August. Yeah.
And can I go a little deeper into it?
Sure.
Okay. It got down to the final four, the final five, final four, final three, and there was talk. There was chop talking. They were talking about chopping.
At five of us left, it started.
And you said no.
I said no.
You said no.
I planned to play it all the way through.
So at 5, you said no.
Yeah.
At 4, you said no.
That's right.
3, you said no. And it got down to the final 2, and there was no hesitation. You chopped.
I did.
And
I had a 17 million chip lead.
Yes, and you chopped, and then you went to the hospital.
I did. Yeah, I wasn't feeling great the whole day, and about every hour I'd get hit. I honestly, I don't know how appropriate it is for the stream, but I thought I had kidney stones. I've never had kidney stones, but it felt like what kidney stones must feel like, I thought. And just miserable for a while, and then I'd get over it and be able to play for a little while, and then it hit me again after about 50 minutes to an hour. Final table, I ended up knocking 5 of the 9 out. and then right after I knocked the last person out, and we were heads up, immediately Ace Kicker said, "Want to chop? We're about even in chips." I said, "Well, I have 17 million in chips more than you do, but yeah, okay, we'll chop." And because I had a wave just then, and I did make it home. I didn't sleep, and I went to the hospital that morning, ER at about 6:30 in the morning, something like that, and had a UTI. And I'd never had a UTI, didn't even know what it was. I mean, I know what it was, but it's only been women in my life who've had a UTI. And there it was, so I was pretty sick.
All right, well, we do have an all-in. We'll get back to that. We do have an all-in right now. D-Card looking for a...
D-Card's got the hand right now and takes it down with a queen on the end. So
he's going to double up.
He does double up. Andre, of course, has quite a significant chip stack.
Yeah, he's quietly come out of nowhere.
He has, and really built up a big lead.
And, it was two weeks ago or 3 weeks ago he won it all.
It might have been 3 weeks. He's got double what anybody else has.
Yeah.
Closest person to him is about half his chip stack now. You know what's interesting? When I went to the hospital, the guy who checked me in and took all the information, he was an intern at the hospital, and at the end of that interview, he said, "Say, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Wasn't that you that won that poker tournament last night?"
That's funny.
I said, "Now you know why I chopped." But he plays here.
All right, Sticky Bush got a couple of jacks. D-Card just went all in. I think Sticky Bush snap called.
Yeah, with his jacks. A big pot here, 1.7 million.
So this is a huge pot.
D-Card's tournament life.
D-Card looking for an ace and an ace only.
And he doesn't get it.
Sticky Bush is going to hold with the pocket jacks.
So D-Card's going to take about $6,200, I think. Decart's played a really fine tournament today, as he always does.
Sticky Bush's fan base has got to be loving this. Decart played well, no doubt about that. Going to take home $6,200.
Very, very good day's work.
I'm telling you, anytime this young man plays this tournament, he's a threat to make the final table. I see him. I see this young man work chip stacks small, and the next thing, it's cool to watch this young man play.
He's always got chips. He seems to me, whenever I've played with him, that he's always got a pretty solid chip stack. Oh, we've got another all in here. And Jacks against Ace Queen.
I was going to say, I didn't think Danny went all in with the King 3. That must have been.
Yeah, that must have been the previous hand. Danny, according to what we're looking at, has Jacks.
Yeah.
So
Sticky Bush trying to. I'm telling you, this young man. I got to know more about this young man with the Sticky Bush here. Looks like Danny's Jacks are holding right now. And they will.
Is that a complete double up? I think that's really hurt Sticky Bush, because that was a pretty a little over 1 million in chips, I think, that Sticky Bush lost. In
that stung a little bit there after just taking him off D cart. He barely got finished stacking them and gave him over to Danny.
Well, can we ask the stream here, Mitch, or is it too early to ask who they think's going to win this tournament of these final four?
So you want to ask the chat?
I want to ask the chat. Who are they pulling for?
Well, so far it's been Sticky Bush, but if you want
I want to know if there's other people out there. I haven't seen anybody cheering on anybody else here.
Well, I've seen a lot of Sticky Bush.
I've seen a lot of Sticky Bush.
So let's see who you pulling for. Can if you're pulling for Danny, let us know. Kong. Let's see who else we have over there. We have Andre, right?
Andre, yeah. Andre, Danny, Kong, and Sticky Bush.
Okay, so let us know. Let us know. I know Sticky Bush been getting all the love tonight on the chat.
And you know, when we opened the stream tonight, we talked about Kong being a fairly quiet player, and here he is, one of the final four. And again, you know, we've not had occasion to talk about him a whole lot to this point, but he's still there, and I think fairly healthy.
Well, looks like we're getting some love is coming in. Started off with the young white dude in the gray. So Sticky Bush is out? What happened?
Sticky Bush.
Did Danny just take down another pot? I'm looking at the love coming in the chat.
I'm afraid I missed some of that too. Danny just took down another pot. And Sticky Bush, we have to say you did a great job on this table tonight.
I'm telling you, I wanted to see what he was doing every hand. I was watching him every hand, trying to pick up some stuff.
Yeah, quite an impressive final table for him tonight.
I was impressed. Made it interesting for me.
And he took down $7,695 for his
there it is. Fourth place, Sticky Bush with $7,600. It was fun for me to watch him play. I like watching it. It was very entertaining.
He's a aggressive risk taker. And it paid off for him most of the time tonight.
I'm telling you, I liked watching him play. So I'm sorry to see him go.
There's a question. I don't know if that's a question about the chop from August, or that was an $89,000 chop in August.
The one that sent you to the hospital.
The one that sent me to the hospital. It was $106K up top and $79K maybe, and we ended up at $89K.
Yeah, Joe, I'm sorry to see him go too. Well, hats off to you, Doc. I mean, to play as long as you did, it's just amazing in itself. But to do as well as you did in pain.
it was a rough day. We do have
Yeah.
we have a straight here. I think Andre's got the straight. And Kong
Was in desperate need of a club.
And he's checking it.
But-
I don't think he can find any kind of a call here. He's got nothing. So any bet, either way, it's Andre's pot.
Andre go throw a little bit of those 3 million chips into the pot and see what yeah. Okay, previous question. Let's see what we had. What was this previous question?
Huggy Bear, we're looking for it.
Okay. Stop me if you see it.
Yeah, I will. I don't see it so far.
Well, you got to post it again because I can't see it.
There
it
is.
is.
There it is.
Vacation from UK and will be by Springs Card House on this Thursday. Is there a tournament and can I come? Is it as guest visitors?
Well, if you're if you're going to be, that seems to appear you're going to be in Houston on Thursday, I think, if I'm right about the location. But if you're in Dallas, we do have a tournament on Thursday. There's a tournament in the morning and a tournament in the evening. They won't be large tournaments, but there are tournaments both those days. Danny has flopped, or both in the morning and afternoon. Danny has flopped top 2 here. And Kong, it looks like, is going to take a stab at it. And Danny shows the strength of his hand immediately. Doesn't hesitate, just throws chips into the pot. I wonder about that particular move on Danny's part. Might have been better to just flat there and let Kong take another stab at it on the turn. But Danny decides to take it down immediately.
Okay, let me post this up for Hubby Bear.
Okay.
If he is in the Houston area down there and he's talking about Thursday, here we have at 6 p.m.
Oh, that's right.
That's their version of the big one.
That is the same as this one, isn't it?
Close. Well, it's a little cheaper. $240 buy-in. You can see all the stuff there.
$30K starting chips.
And I'm sure it's a $20,000 guarantee. But like always, like all the TCH houses, we blow the guarantee away.
Now that's 20-minute levels. This one here is 30 on our Saturday, but this starts at 6 p.m. at night. So that would be a good tournament if you are in the Spring, Texas area. That's kind of what I was reading, Huggy Bear, that you were. Then Houston TCH is a good tournament on Thursday night at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Might go back to the chat there.
Okay. Thank you. Doc. The other guys who come in here, they forget to tell me,
Yeah, Mitchell, I agree with you. I think that he gave up his bluffs there on that last hand. Danny did. When Kong makes that bet on the flop, and Danny's sitting there with 2 pair, rather than immediately just shove in like $1 million in chips, I think I might have just flatted there and seen what Kong did on the turn. Wasn't much danger for Danny's hand there, but Danny decided, for whatever reason, to take it down immediately.
Well, here we are, hand number 57. Down to 3 players. Was it 200? What was the 213?
213, and we're down to the final 3.
311. We have Mitchell in the chat who's checking us out from Vegas.
It is only a 1 day, Hubby Bear. It'll be over about, I would imagine, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe midnight. That 6 o'clock start in the Houston Card House.
We have an all-in and a call here.
Kong is down. He's lost a good bit over his aggression the last few hands, and he's uh, all in for somewhere
with the
around.
Robbie? Is that the Robbie?
Yeah,
Well, he needs a 9.
that's the Robbie. Jack 4, but it was suited, and he
Andre will take it down with
loses
the
the hand.
king.
We're-
Kong
So
Go
we're,
to-
we're down to heads up,
going to finish third here.
and we have 52 big blinds against 48 big blinds. So we have a very balanced final two.
Well, here we go. Kong's going to take home $9,640. Pretty good.
Very good.
Pretty good,
Kong's a good player. He plays quietly, but can turn on the aggression, and he did the last 20 minutes or so. Turned on the aggression, and it didn't work out too well for him tonight.
I'm seeing these numbers of these guys getting paid. I'm telling you, man, if I could make the final table, the hard part is getting there.
It is. It's.
But these guys play well. They play well. And look, I remember to go to the chat.
You did all by yourself.
All by myself. Thank you, Mitch. Being in the UK, I come in as a guest to the club. Yeah, Hubby Bear, coming in as a guest, you have to do a membership.
You can buy a daily for $10.
A daily membership, We do have daily memberships, monthly memberships, and of course, my favorite is the yearly membership. But I'm assuming he's going to be going back to the UK, or maybe he just wants to play for the day, or
right.
2 days, whatever. You're in for the week. You want to play, probably visit a family. So yeah, just get the day membership, hubby, and have a blast, man. Good luck down there in Houston. I do want to mention while we're down the heads up. We had a young lady finish. She bubbled the tournament, because we're talking about you and how much pain you were in. She was fresh from Vegas. Susan.
Oh, Susan, yeah. She did. She was our bubble tonight.
She bubbled, but she was. I actually asked her if she wanted to come in because I'm trying to get one of the ladies to come in.
Right.
To represent the ladies here in the booth. But she was exhausted. But she had just got back from Vegas herself. She placed in. She played in a tournament. I forget which one it was. Over 8,000 people.
It was the Monster Stack.
Yeah, that's what it was. What it was. The Monster Stack, and over 8,000, almost 8,500. The lady finished 141st.
Yeah, it was a great finish.
Yeah,
I think it was.
JP was down there cheering her on.
Now this is a flush for Danny. Danny's getting hit by the cards here right now. Yeah, she did very well in that tournament. That Monster Stack actually was won by Braxton Dunaway, who's a Midland, Texas. Oh, yeah, lives in Midland. And played with him quite a bit at Choctaw and various other places in WPT, WSOP stuff. And he took that down for $1.1 million, first place and a bracelet. And his Hendon Mob prior to that finish was 333,000 lifetime earnings. So it's not bad to triple your lifetime earnings, actually quadruple your lifetime earnings with one tournament in Vegas.
Yeah.
Where you end up taking down a big tournament like the Monster 1500. And he did that for $1.1 million.
Well, congratulations to him, but congratulations to lovely Susan finishing in the money, 141st.
Very strong finish for Susan. And, Susan, there are so many players like Susan and others here who just, if you get the right breaks, you play well, you make the right decisions, and most of these players do. You just get the right breaks, and you can be on that final table in the WSOP or even win it. And that's what's great about this sport. In fact, to be able to play with some of the best in the world, so unusual to be able to have that privilege. But we all can have that privilege. Just get into the right tournaments, and there you are, right there at a table with Darren Elias or with Alex Foxen or Ben Wang. I played with them, had several opportunities in the last 2 months to play with both Foxen and Wang. And it's just amazing that we're able to do that.
Well, majority of the players that play poker, are mostly men. But we do have a big group of women
We do.
that do play here, and they're all great. And Susan, she's up there in the top, and she deserves all the respect she gets at the table. Um, and again, congratulations for her
Great
visit.
finish for Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Not at all surprising.
JP was out there, cheering her on there, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
He if he wasn't at the pool, he was at the table. He posted many videos. JP at the pool. You gotta love it, man.
I think he likes to play the ultimate hold'em too. Andre takes us down with nines.
All right, everybody, we're at hand 62 here, TCH in Dallas on a Saturday night. Doc, thanks for coming out, helping me out here. 313 of you. Heads up before we get, because we forgot to do it last week. We ran out of time. Let us know. We want to know where you're listening from. Doc, you want to know, right?
I do. I want to know.
Hit
I
the
know
like-
some of them quite a distance.
Yeah, hit the like button. Let us know where you're listening from. Let these two guys finish it out. We got Brittany in the box there. We have Tyler and Cooper over here. Everybody doing the job. We have Bryce, Donovan out there. I even saw Jay. Jay's usually walking around in a suit. I saw him out there dealing. This guy's multitasking. He does it all.
He dealt for me a little bit tonight.
Jay does it all. You got to love that guy.
Yeah, that's great. Now, Danny's got the 6-5, and Andre's got the best part of the hand here with his queen. I've played with Danny a good bit, played with him a good bit the last 10 days. Andre, I haven't played with him for quite a while, but I remember him to be a very deliberate player, very disciplined player.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago when he won it all, he played. I mean, he was overshadowed. He was getting everything, man. I mean, he was getting the cards. He couldn't miss, but but he played well. On top of that, it was just hard to see because of how good cards, how good he was running. But he's back again.
Yeah,
and this proves that
it's not easy.
It's not luck.
No,
Just to make the final table one time, and hopefully someday I'll get to experience that. But just to make the final table one time is an accomplishment, and
Well, you just got to stop being unlucky with those tens. They're going to come through for you one of these times.
Very rarely do I lose with the tens. It's with the kings, man. I swear I can't win with kings to save my life. I guarantee you, if I ever make the final table,
you're folding kings.
My final hand, I will get beat with pocket kings. I guarantee it.
It's one of those hands you just can't fold. You just got to play it.
It's unreal.
I have folded kings, I think once pre-flop at least, but it's got to be a raise, re-raise, and another raise, and it comes around to me. I don't think my kings are good here.
Yeah.
But these are two strong players here. We've got heads up, and they're opening their ranges a bit, which is what you've got to do when you're heads up, and be willing to. Here we've got, for example, 10-7 offsuit, and Danny is raising it up to 190K. So about 2.5x almost. Andre's got a queen 5, which is a pretty good hand as well, and he knows it, and so he's making the call.
Well, Andre, he needs Danny's 7. Danny needs Andre's 5.
And Danny makes that continuation bet, which looks pretty impressive on that board when you're holding just the queen 5. So,
all right, well, while Brittany's shuffling and and dealing. We'll go read off some cities here, some places. We got, I'll let you read it off here. We got Oregon, right? We'll start there.
And St. Louis. My daughter lives in St. Louis.
There you go.
And Sin City. That must be Vegas. Northern
We got,
California.
you got Fort Royale. We got that, Virginia there.
Yeah.
Northern California. I wonder if that's anywhere near Hobart County. Crazy up there.
Yeah.
Is that Berkeley?
Berkeley.
Wow.
Yeah. Fremont. I don't know what that is, Mitchell.
Mitchell, it bus 109 coming from Fremont. He's watching it on his phone. Appreciate it. I have no doubt he hit the like button. With you sitting in here, Mitchell's hitting the like button. Gig Harbor, Washington. There's Massachusetts.
Oh.
You know I'm a big Red Sox fan. They love me out in Massachusetts.
Yeah, you are a big Sox fan.
For a long time, since 1975. That's almost before you were alive.
No. I was, I already graduated from graduate school, 75.
Oh, that's right. We were talking earlier. You got a doctor's degree, right?
Yeah, Oak Cliff here, and that's closer to home.
That's in Texas, Oak Cliff.
It's in Dallas.
Yep.
Oak Cliff area, I think is where he's talking about.
So are you born and raised here in Texas, in Dallas?
No, I wasn't. I was born in Des Moines, Iowa, actually.
Wow.
I moved to Dallas when I was 15.
I'm just going to hit the 9-7, two pair. Well, he's had two pair of Jackson 9s, so 7.
Yeah, Jackson 9s. You know, it seems like in many respects, they're not having to bluff these pots too much. And most of them are hitting the flop one way or the other in these hands.
Des Moines, Iowa. Is that what you said?
Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah.
Des Moines, Iowa. I've been through there a couple of times. Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, I've lived quite a few places in the United States. Of course, I did my PhD at the University of Chicago, so I was in Chicago for 7 years. All three of our kids were born in Chicago, and ended my career the last 10 years at the University of Toronto in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So I have dual citizenship, which is really nice, Canadian and U.S.
I've been through Chicago. I've even been through Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto's a great city. Of course, Chicago's my favorite city in the U.S. I just love Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you spent any time on the East Coast?
I have. I haven't lived on the East Coast, but I like Boston, like Philadelphia. Now, we've got a Jack 9 flop, so Danny's got the best of it. And Andre's going to take a stab at it.
Yeah, go see if he can get away with repping an ace there.
Now, again, I think here's where that ace is just not a scary heads up. I think Danny should be able to bet this, but he doesn't. But he's going to take it down. He wouldn't have gotten a call had he bet it anyway, but...
Yeah, I grew up just south of Philly. My daughter actually just moved back there. Spent most of my life on the East Coast. Just recently moved to Texas. I love it here. I live in just north of Dallas. I live in Frisco. Beautiful little town.
Beautiful town.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Toronto's close to the East Coast, and so I spent a good bit of time at Niagara Falls because there's great poker in Niagara. So when I was in Toronto, I often played the WPTs in Niagara.
Mm-hmm.
Ace 9, very strong hand, heads up, and Andre's got a good strong hand too. So
this could be interesting.
This
right
could
here.
be a very interesting hand. Both.
If an ace hits the flop,
yeah,
it could be trouble.
Could be. This is the kind of
and
hand.
it does. Look at this.
Yeah. This is the kind of hand that just gets
Wow.
you into big trouble,
Wow.
and there's not a lot you can do about it. And frankly, this could be Andre's tournament life.
Yeah, almost hit the 5 with the 4-6. Look at that. Andre's going to make the call. Look at this. Now Andre has a straight
He
draw.
has a gut shot draw. But Andre has some outs, obviously. He's got the 5, any 7, deuce. So he's got some outs. But
Danny. Wow.
The pot's Danny's. Now I can't believe
Well,
that.
it is now. I mean, Andre checked. If he
that
would have bet there, I'm curious what Danny would have done because
both.
he checked on the turn there.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused by that hand. I think to Andre's benefit, Danny played the hand quite conservatively. I probably wouldn't have played that hand. You know me, I'm not likely to be conservative on that kind of a flop. Um, and if I'd had Andre's end of it, I probably wouldn't have been very conservative either.
Well, I think Danny's bet on the flop and Andre's call.
Slowed Danny down a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. He didn't like. He's like the nine, but I think I know you would have thrown a little something out there on the turn.
I would have, yeah.
Me, I don't know. I don't know. I did because with Andre, he's scary. He's scary. If he's making a call. What's he making a call with?
Yeah, you got to
Um,
wonder what he's making the call with. But an ace nine heads up on that board is mighty strong.
yeah,
And I think I'd have thought at that moment I probably had the best of it. So I'd have made the turn bet. I wouldn't have liked a call on the turn.
yeah.
Might have been a bit more conservative on the river. I don't know. But
I really would have seen what would have happened had Andre had made a bet on the river there.
yeah, Mitchell's saying he doesn't mind the check turn, but he would have made the river bet. I think I'd have made the turn bet and been a little bit more careful on the river with a call on the turn. So Mitchell and I probably played the hand differently as well.
Well, that's an interesting flop.
Oh, look at that.
Wow,
Flops a straight.
and
But
a straight flush draw.
Yeah, three
Yeah.
clubs, and Danny has the best of the club draw, too. So
Well, here we go.
what's my PhD? Well,
There it is.
my PhD in the University of Chicago's in the history of, actually, it's in the history of Christianity and culture, basically. So I worked in religion and public life types of stuff and scholarship my whole career. So I've got several books I've done in that area, and was at TCU for 23 years as a dean and professor, and then I was at the University of Toronto the last 10 years as a principal of one of the colleges there.
Well, I know you said you had either written or played a big part in 10 books. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah,
Well, go ahead, throw two out there. Get plug two if you want. Go ahead.
Well, the two more recent ones are God in Public, which is about four ways that American Christianity interacts and tries to relate to public life in America. And the other is The Altars Where We Worship, which is about the religious significance of popular culture, how popular cultural categories like sports, politics, entertainment, big business, how these popular cultural categories actually operate in religious ways and take on the form of kind of quasi-religions and influence our lives by influencing our values, our ethics, the things that we hold valuable. We begin to be influenced in some ways in our decision making by our constant attention to the popular cultural categories we pay the most attention to.
Well, Mitchell here says he goes to TCU.
Mitchell does. Mitchell Delgin. Yeah, that is it.
Oetgn.
Oh, Etkin. Yeah, I was there from 1986 to 2008. Andre's got the king here, the king six. It's the super senior, Diego. I'll be there in Vegas on Monday. I think I land at the airport around 8:45 in the morning on Monday morning.
And what day is the Super Seniors?
It's on Tuesday morning.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, 10 o'clock.
Well, I roll in Tuesday, probably about 7:30 ish. Maybe I'll scamper over and wish you luck.
Oh, that'd be great. Now we've got 2 clubs on that flop. Danny's pretty strong there with the ace-8. Hits the 8 on the turn. I agree. I comment from Laser here that Andre reading his opponent really well, and I agree. There have been really strong decisions made by Andre heads up, and I think really throughout this final table. Been quite impressive in his play. Danny's played quite well too, but at several points, I think I'd have played my hand a bit differently than Danny, but that's true of anybody you watch, right?
Yeah.
You know, I guess I would have done this in that situation or something like that, but every player has their own style, and it seems to work for them. I mean, you don't just make a final table, final two, without doing some things right, especially with the competition we have here in Dallas.
We do have 295 people watching. We're down to the final two. Heads up here in Dallas. Hand number 76. Blinds are 40, 80, 80. And these two gentlemen played very well tonight. I got to say, for me, the story of the final table was sticky. Was it sticky?
Now I've lost it too.
Sticky wasn't sticky buns. What was it? Sticky bush.
Sticky bush.
Sticky bush. Sticky bush.
Sticky bush.
It was fun for me to watch him.
Yeah, very aggressive
play.
and he ran his chip stack up quite impressively.
But Danny and Andre, they've played patient and steady poker, and here they are at the final two. And we appreciate you guys sticking around. 295. You hit the like button for these two guys who are playing, steady poker here.
We've got a good hand developing here. If a 9 hits the flop, King 9 against Jack 9, and
Danny's going to lead out.
Yeah, and gets Andre to fold.
Yeah.
Mitchell Etkin, come into TCH Dallas. I'm here a few nights a week at mostly tournament nights and play a little bit of cash. Certainly be great to meet you if you want to get over here. You play here, it says, normally, so I'm often in the room at night, a few nights a week, so you can...
We'll give you an idea here what the dock looks like there.
Yeah.
So come on in and...
long white hair, so not hard to find.
And check him out. Now back to the game.
It's always interesting to watch a hand develop where shared cards or cards held in common on heads-up poker is really interesting to watch. They both missed the flop, which means Andre's hand is better, and I think Danny's going to fold here. Yeah.
Well, Diego wants to know if you could say hi to his wife so that he could keep watching.
Of course. His wife, Eileen. Hello, Eileen. Hope you'll watch this with Diego. Be good to have you.
Yeah, right now's the best time to be watching. You got a little heads up action, you know.
A little heads up. You know, we often don't get to see heads up because there's a preponderance of chops that seems to happen in these final tables.
But to me, you know, and I got to give Derek his credit, because to me, when I played on a rare occasion, I would make the final table and get down to the final 2 or 3. How does this happen?
That's very. Andre wakes up with aces.
Diego, show the wife what's going on here. Pocket aces, heads up. How does that happen?
Yeah, it happens. One wonders.
But, you know, I didn't care about chopping, but after hanging out with Derek, you know, a lot in the booth and talking to him, and, you know, because occasionally we'd play together or in the same, you know, he's playing at that table, I'm over here. We talk a lot. I don't chop anymore. I'm not chopping. And there's only one way that I would chop, and that's at this table on Saturday, because I want to be the only guy to deal the final table, commentate the final table, and win the final table. Now, a couple of guys have commentated, dealt, and played, but nobody's done all three. So if I'm heads up, or even three-way, and they want to chop, and I got the chip lead, I get credit for the win.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
And then
Then you would have done all three.
And then I do all three.
Now, Mitch, I got to ask you, when can I deal the final table? So that I would have done all three.
I don't know if I can let you do that now because I don't want to be the only guy to do that.
Because all I got to do is deal one final table.
That's it.
And
that's
and
it.
I'd have done all three. Danny's got the old 7 deuce. Let's see if he plays the 7 deuce game.
I can't let you do that because in that case I want to be the first. But I don't know. I mean, hell, you might as well do it because I'm never going to win. Get to the final table in this tournament. Yeah, there you go. Pass an audition with Leon. And,
yeah, I guess I'd have to pass an audition.
Now,
Danny's taken a pretty commanding chip lead 2-1 here. When they started out a close, even 52 to 48 bigs, and now Danny's got quite an advantage.
Yeah.
But this can turn quickly. All it takes is one hand where, you both can't get away from your hands. Andre's got a king deuce and Danny a queen 9, and he just checks it back. That's an interesting check back there. A limp and check back, and Danny's got the best of it. That's 200K. And just a flat. It's interesting. Andre just flatted with the king, and Danny just checked back with the queen 9.
Yeah,
and I think I'd have been a bit more aggressive in either position than that. I think with the king deuce, I would have raised. With the queen 9, I might have flatted if I faced a raise, but without facing a raise, I would definitely have raised the queen 9.
Wow, Andre will take it down with the king of hearts there.
Well, he hit the flush. There's 4 flush board, right? So it was a dangerous board developing there for Danny, and he was wise enough to recognize it and got away from his hand. So
Mitchell A, he wants to be the first. He wants to beat you to the punch. He wants to come in the booth and deal too. He's already won the final table.
Yeah.
You guys
I'd love to deal. I think, it's hard to deal. I think most of us players don't realize just how hard it is to deal, how hard it is to be smooth on that shuffle, and the riff. I think it's not as easy as we tend to think it is.
Well, every time I sit down in the box, I want to be the best left-handed dealer over the age of 50 at the table. As long as I could do that, I'm pretty, I'm happy.
Well, I think you are, as long as you add who loves pocket tens.
There you go.
There you go. I think you're the best in that category. All those qualifications, I think you're the best.
There it is,
Now here we have the 5 has the best of it, and Danny takes it down. I think that what we're seeing here is kind of interesting. There's been a little bit more, I think, from both Andre and Danny, a bit more conservative play. We've been talking a lot, but I think there's been kind of a hesitation to make those initial raises unless you have a high quality hand. And I think at the final table with the heads up, you really need to open your ranges for what you're going to open the bets with. And obviously it's easy to open with ace queen. And here we have Danny with a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, this could be.
Especially, again, as you said last time, if an ace hits the flop. Now here
with the paired board with the jack, Danny might think his ace is good here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more difficult for him to get away from it. Obviously.
Wow, Danny hits a 5 on the turn.
Yeah, that's a big card.
Taking the lead,
and he didn't bet it.
which may be good here. I think. I think now he may get a call, or maybe even a raise. And if Andre raises,
Just a call.
yeah, it's just a call. I think if Andre raises there, he might get Danny to fold.
Yeah,
He could have thought he hit the 9 on the river.
I agree. I think that board looks awfully good for an ace queen.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah, and he was. I mean, he called, but
Heads up, ace queen on that board is a very strong hand.
Yeah.
And again, I think, sometimes you can get in trouble because you're reading that board the way you should with that ace queen. Very strong hand, but you're really dead on the river to the ace 5.
well, here Mitchell A says that he deals.
Oh, really?
I didn't
well,
know.
he could do it. Of
didn't.
course, he'd have to come in and audition. Nobody gets a free ride without an audition, right? You got to audition.
Well, if I know he's coming after my glory, I don't know.
But if Mitchell has some dealers have licenses, right, or some kind of credential, right? No,
Not in the state of Texas, not right now. In like Atlantic City, Vegas, they have the gaming commission.
Right,
You gotta, you get a license so that you can deal in.
Here's a raise of the king 10, and a call with the queen 8. Those are both reasonable moves here, and the 10 gets the best of it. But that gives a gut shot to Danny, and he's not likely going to lay it down to bet here.
And he does have the only club.
So he's got backdoor clubs, a gut shot, and chooses to flat.
Wow.
Now he hits the 8, which could get him in a little trouble, but he checks it.
I think Danny, he may take a stab at it here, I think.
He's first to act, so he
Wow, nice
checks it.
check.
Nice check.
And he's not going. I don't think he's going to make the call.
No, it's quite a stout bet too.
Wow.
500K. So Dan, it's hard to get a pair, and
Danny
Danny's
might
got
be thinking he's trying to steal.
Yeah, but he lays down the third pair.
And this is what I'm talking about, the calm and coolness of Danny. It's not his first time at the poker table. He plays a lot, and he didn't get flustered by that hand. And this is, Doc, this is what I'm missing, man. This is what I'm missing. This kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's a very good laydown by Danny, because one might think they were good there with the third pair. Now, Mitchell says he doesn't want to steal your shine, but he will be happy to join you in the booth sometime.
I would love to have him. That'd be Mitch and Mitch in the booth.
Mitch and Mitch.
That would be. That sounds like a radio show in the morning.
Yeah.
They don't have radio shows anymore, do they?
They do. They do.
Well, I don't know. Everybody has a satellite radio.
Well, that's Sirius radio is where most of those radio shows are that get a lot of traction, I guess.
Yeah.
Howard Stern. Wouldn't it be fun to have Howard Stern in the booth?
Is it? I tried to get TJ. Cloutier in the booth, but he makes the final table. I wanted to ask him, but Hall of Famer in the booth. That'd be kind of nice. Maybe he'd let me see one of his bracelets or something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
About the closest.
Sure you could ask him to bring him in.
About the closest I'm going to get to a World Series bracelet.
Look at this.
Look at this.
This is a trouble
This
hand.
is definitely trouble.
Yeah.
And Andre's not going to. He's just going to play like he's been playing it. He's not going to.
Yeah, and does a flat.
Okay, now Danny does have
could slow it down a little bit.
Danny's got a diamond.
Yeah, but this could slow it down.
Ooh, okay. Well, the king is going to help Danny here, I think.
Oh, Danny's going to take a stab at it.
He's going to represent the king.
I think Andre's. He's got flats.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, I don't know.
I think I probably raise there and see if I can get a little bit more out of Danny.
I don't know, but I mean, you think Danny would make a call if he raises? I think maybe. I mean,
maybe a min raise, maybe a value raise. He might. because
Maybe.
it's hard to get a pair, and he has a decent pair, decent kicker there.
Well, showing you some love here. I like seeing
Hi,
you
John Wash.
in the booth.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Somebody wants to know what the payouts are. Let's put them up real quick. Okay, second place here is going against $12,675. In first place, Doc, I'll let you say.
$16,745.
Not too shabby.
Not too bad. $4,000 pay jump, which means we're watching two guys play poker for a $4,100 difference, and that's not chump change.
That's why they're not just calling it off. They're you know.
We're running pretty close to even again. Andre's picking up the chips and closing that gap to where it's 37 big blinds now against 33 bigs, and that's
So it's basically even.
yeah, pretty even. Both of them fairly deep. It's been an interesting final table. An interesting heads up too. I always like to see heads up play go on a little while.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. It looks like Andre's got a decent hand here. Let's see what he wants to do with this. See what Danny has. What's Danny have?
10-8 suited. That's
Ooh.
a nice
I like it.
heads up hand.
Definitely. Make the call.
I like that hand. I really like to play that 10-8 suited. Not on this flop though.
Not even a diamond. Not even one diamond. Andre make a bet. Danny will throw it away. So let me ask you, Doc. Have you been over to the new room in Las Colinas?
I have.
And what do you think?
I like it. I think there's a lot to like about the room. I think that it's got features to it that this one doesn't, in the sense that
It's got the bar.
You got the bar. You got the food.
And the food. I mean, everybody knows what
able
the
to
liquor's
eat
like.
at the table.
And able to eat at the table. What do you think of the food?
The food's quite good. I had the sliders there the other day, and they were really good. Chicken fingers I've not had, but boy, do people rave about those.
I'm telling you,
fingers.
people talk about the chicken tenders and the shrimp.
The shrimp that they what is it that's the bacon. Danny actually. Danny and I were over there the other day, and Danny was having bacon at the table, and he says, "Mark, you got to try this bacon."
Yeah, they got the bad beat bacon going on over there. There it is.
That's some good bacon. Got a little bit of honey. Seasoning, pepper, perfectly prepared.
Emily was asking me because we're going to take off on Tuesday to go to Vegas. She said she wanted me to bring home some of the bacon.
Bring home the bacon.
Bring home. But she wanted me to bring home some of the bad beat bacon on Monday so she could have it. I'm like, it'll be cold, but I don't think she cares.
We got a question about where in Las Colinas is the room located. It's right there on the service road of John Carpenter.
And MacArthur Boulevard.
MacArthur
right there.
Boulevard, yeah.
I don't know what the name of the shopping center is. It's there where the Hudson House is, right?
It's where the Hudson House is.
And the ranch over there. Then Mitchell, hey, Mitch, what do you think of the new room over there? You digging it, the new Las Colinas room? Dude, I think it's awesome. The bar, the restaurant. It's just, it's nice. I love it over there.
I agree with Mitch here. Mitchell's saying he would 3-bet heads up. I think that's something I would do as well with some of these hands. Like I said, heads up, you really need to open your ranges. And I've not seen a great deal of opened ranges here. Here you have a 2x bet with the 10-6 suited. He's really dominated by Andre, who just flats with the king. Here I think I'd a 3-bet, Mitchell, to make your point. I think I'd a 3-bet that king. Makes it hard for the 10 to call, and he wouldn't have hit the flop. Now he's hit the flop, and he's got a commanding lead.
We have a little bit over 300 people watching. Don't forget, hit that like button. watching some decent heads up poker here. Of course, there's Brittany in the box pitching them around. Hand number 94 here.
I think one reason that you do a little bit more, and we've not seen any of it tonight, we've seen 2.5x to 2x pre-flop raises and a call. We've seen flats and flats and checks. We have not seen, I don't think, on a single hand, heads up, we have not seen a 2.5x and then a 3-bet of that 2.5x. And I think that's what Mitchell's point is here. Like when you've got a king or an ace and your heads up and somebody makes a 2 to 2.5x pre-flop, you're in a position to 3x there and knock them off their hand because they're often betting with a suited 10-6 or a 10-8 or whatever. Makes it hard for them to call. And you've got a dominant hand with a king high or an ace high. Now here we have a great hand for Andre where he hits the flop and he's checking to see what Danny's going to do.
Well, Danny's got a nice hand, too. Got a little open-ended there.
Now Danny's got open-ended, yeah, from the flop. So he's likely going to call.
Oh, this could be trouble for Danny.
Yeah, he doesn't hit the open-ended.
He was looking for a king or an 8. Instead, he hits a 10.
Now, I like that Andre hasn't slowed down. That's a very powerful move there. But I think I'd have value bet it rather than he hits it pretty hard. New Zealand.
Looks like we got
down under
from New Zealand over here checking us out.
Well, Mitchell, you were talking about coming into the booth. I can tell you it's a lot of fun sitting here and talking to Mitch.
It's definitely it's definitely a lot of fun. I mean, sitting here having a good time, watching some poker, talking. 300 people actually care what we got to say.
I don't know if they care about what we got to say, but they got a good game to watch.
Well, I guess they tolerate us just to watch some good poker.
Yeah, they tolerate us. But we do get to eat some cookies.
Yeah,
Mitch bought some of these nice little chocolate chip cookies tonight, so got to eat a few of those.
And a Dr. Pepper.
And a Dr. Pepper.
Definitely gonna have a Dr.
Texas
Pepper.
drink. Andre's aggression is beginning to pay off. He was 2-1 behind not too long ago, and he's moving up now to be about to a position of 2-1 ahead. So Andre's begun to take a more, I think, aggressive approach, and of course he's had some really good cards to match his approach.
Well, here I asked Mitch about what he thought of the Las Colinas room. Really nice, not as homely as the Dallas room, which I agree. I've said the same thing.
Yeah, I think it means homey. I think that it is very homey here.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
Cozy.
I think the reason it's not as homey is the acoustics in the room.
Yeah.
It makes it a louder room to play in. And I think there's a lot of tables there, right? And so the tables are packed. Really great crowd.
And then you have the restaurant, and it's a lot of open space, which they have to turn the mic up, and it's louder.
Yeah.
And when it's not as here. It's like we were all family. It's all we all belonged here.
I think this has a more family feel than Colinas, Las Colinas. Danny's got a strong hand of your tens here.
You see what I'm seeing?
I think this is your hand right here.
Let's see if Danny would play it as well as I would.
All right, he raises to 350.
Oh, come on!
An immediate fold.
Come on, let's see a
Jack
flop.
Not sure you want to see that Jack hit the flop. I do think the Las Colinas tables are a bit too close together. I wish they weren't as close. I think that could be remedied just by a small, slight adjustment. Maybe that'll happen sometime in the near future.
This is a question, I guess, is for you.
Las Colinas is closer to Fort Worth than Yes, it's closer to Fort Worth than Dallas is. You don't have to go as far as Dallas to get to the Las Colinas room. You can just take the George Bush Freeway off
Yeah.
183
Yeah.
and connect to John Carpenter Freeway, and you're right there. So I think that I live in downtown Fort Worth, so the Las Colinas room is probably 7 to 8 to 10 minutes closer to me than this room is.
Danny's going to connect with the queen here in a couple of sevens.
Powerful hand.
I don't think Andre will be able to.
Andre is not going to call.
Yeah. Now, just to let everybody know who does it, especially Red Rollins there, who's looking to come here shortly. But the Las Colinas room is only about six miles from here.
About 10, 12 minutes.
Yeah, it's only, so you get on to George Bush, is it right
yeah,
here?
the George Bush right here.
And it's not even like you have to hit any traffic lights. It's about 6 minutes, about 6 miles, 6 miles from the Dallas room. So Red Rollins, when you come here, you can check out both rooms. I mean, it's
Oh, it's easy to check
Yeah.
out both rooms, and
Yeah.
you only need to pay for time in one room or the other, and it transfers to the other room.
Yeah, that's a good
And
point.
the same thing with membership.
Yeah.
Andre has a very powerful hand, and he raises to 875K once he faced the initial 125. I think it was 125. We've gone up in blinds. I'm not sure what the initial raise of Danny's was. So Danny's looking at 650 to call. I guess Danny made it 275. Blinds are 50, 100, 100. So Danny had about a 2.7 raise, and that may be the first 3x raise we've seen of a raised pot. We're 101 hands finished, facing the 102nd hand. What is your average, Mitch, for final tables? What do you usually see happening with hands? Do you get over 100 very often?
A lot of times, Derek and I will wager whether or not it goes over 100
Is
hands.
100 your over under?
It's about average, yeah. 100 hands. Last week I know was kind of short. I think Tyler has the record for the quickest final table. I think 45 minutes, which would probably have been only about maybe 60 hands, if that.
Now here we had a limped pot, which I would not have seen a limped pot here on the flop. And
Well, Andre's going to get
got
there
a
with the
9
second
and a second
four.
4 gives the pot to Andre. So again,
Danny
I
let
think,
him get there, right?
Yeah, Danny let him get there. I mean, I think a little bit more betting on the flop than Danny did.
Even on the turn, he could have.
On the turn, he could have popped it and didn't. So I think, again, a little bit of cautious play here. Danny's a smart player, but I'm not sure of Danny's head-to-head experience. But it seems to be a little bit more conservative in style than Andre's. And Andre's,
caution and conservative helps them get here to the
yeah,
final table.
it certainly does. Yeah,
but at some point, especially heads up, you need to loosen up, I guess, a little bit.
Now, see here again, Danny limped and Andre checked. I would have raised my king here and gotten a little more value, but the queen diamonds could hit still. But you let him get there if it does hit.
Just like last hand, Danny let Andre get there with the 4.
Andre played that king fairly conservatively. Again, pre-flop, I would have raised the king at least 2.5x. Instead, it went check, check, and I'd have been a little bit more aggressive after the flop. So even though there are 3 diamonds, I think you can still figure your king is probably good there.
Andre's taken the last 2-3 hands, has somewhat of a lead here in chips, but he will not take it down with the 5-3 offsuit. Even heads up, you can't play that, right, Doc?
No, probably not. It depends on who your opponent is, I guess. I do like a 3-5 suited every occasionally. Kind of a nice hand. Very unsuspected hand on the part of the opponent. You just don't see it. 46 to big blinds to 29 big blinds. Andre's opening up that lead again. Now here I would raise the king. And he does. Makes it 250. But
Uh-oh.
Andre flats. I would not flat here. I do not believe I would flat here. Again, if Andre 3X's that pre-flop, I think it's potential that you get rid of the king 8. And certainly you're in command after the ace hits the flop. In this case, by playing it conservatively, Andre gave up the advantage when the ace hits the flop. And when you've got a strong hand like king queen pre-flop, I'd probably have raised that over the initial raise.
Here's Danny got a suited king. He'll raise it up and take it down. Just a reminder, guys, if you are in the Houston area here on Thursday nights, starting at 6 p.m. at the TCH house down there, you have a $20,000 guarantee. You're interested in playing the tournament there. $240 buy-in. 30,000 starting stack, 20-minute levels. Sounds like a great tournament. If you're in the area, you're interested, there you go. I know if I was down there, I'd be playing.
And Andre
He's
limped. I'm really surprised by that.
He's getting some cards here.
I'm really surprised. Yeah.
Well, now he's got a flush draw. And Danny does have a gut shot, but he's not going to chase that.
It could be that Andre's taking a bit of a trap strategy here to try to finish the tournament. I can see there's some wisdom in taking that approach in certain situations where you think, if I can just trap my opponent, hit the right flop, and hopefully he connects with it in some way, I can take this tournament down. Andrew's asking how many years after I finished my master's did it take to get my PhD? I graduated with my master's degree in 1977 and finished my PhD at the University of Chicago in 1984. I taught from 1980 to 1984 at Illinois Benedictine College, so the last 4 years of my PhD I taught at a small Catholic liberal arts university in Lisle, Illinois. At that time it was called Illinois Benedictine College, and now it's called Benedictine University.
84, huh?
Yeah, 84 is when I received my PhD. Jack nines, another good, strong starting hand. Danny raises it to 250, and here I would expect a 3-bet.
I was graduating high school in 84. Newark, Delaware. Yellow Jackets.
I went to Dallas Lake Highlands High School.
I had a lot of fun in high school, a lot of fun.
Mitchell's making the point it's hard to trap a passive opponent. That's right, it is. And the blinds are going up. I think we've got 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in this blind level.
Yeah, if you're curious about the blinds and how, you see the blinds, we have it posted here. But if you want to know when they're going up, if they show you the aerial view over top of the dealer, there it is. You can look down and you see how much time is left. The little clock in front of her. And that's how much time there is before the blinds go up.
So most of the teaching I've done in the schools I've been associated with have been graduate schools of religion, mostly uh, where students were preparing for ministerial careers or theological degrees. So I had 23 years at TCU, but and I was a dean there, but I was at Bright Divinity School in TCU. And then at the University of Toronto, I was in the theological school. I was the head of the theological school called principal there in the University of Toronto that's associated with the United Church of Canada, which is the largest, rather progressive Protestant group in Canada.
Well, Andre's got flopped a pair here. Danny's going to represent a king. Andre's not buying it. He'll make the call.
And
Let's see if Danny wants to. Danny's going to check
it
there.
back, which gives him a little bit of insight into where Danny is on this hand. I think I'd have probably bet the river on that. Danny likely is not going to call, but with a paired board, an ace looks pretty good there.
What do you think if Danny would have bet there? You think he could have gotten Andre to fold?
I don't think so. Two kings. He's not really putting him on a king. He might have put him on the queen, but I think he calls. Sure, Andrew. I'll write a reference for you. I don't know how much weight my reference will carry in the science department, but
Let's see a flop. They both hold the 4 here. Andre's got the jack.
hits the best of it.
Yeah.
And takes it down. Andre's building a good chip lead here.
Yeah, it looks like
Danny's got to make something happen. He's down to 13 bigs. So where we started out at 52 and 48, with the blinds going up, we're now at 59 and what did it say? 16, 12, 16.
moving into hand number 113 here tonight, Doc.
Yeah, lots of heads up play. I like it. I think Andre has just flatted with the queen.
Danny's going to bet out here.
Picked up his aggression a bit and is beginning to represent hands he doesn't have. I like that in terms of the possibility of winning some chips, but if he runs into Andre with a hand on the flop, then could hurt him a good bit.
All right, guys, just a reminder here, we got a big tournament coming up here. Independence Day, $200,000 guarantee. Starting the 29th of June, going into July 2nd. July 3rd. Thank you. I saw the figures come up in the window.
Yeah, right. Day 2 is Monday.
Yes.
It's unusual because usually, but it's because of the holiday.
Because of the holiday. Usually day 2 is on the Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
But there's all the information. If you're interested, it's going to be a great one. We will, without a doubt, shatter that $200,000 guarantee. Getting back to the business here. Yeah, Danny's going to check. See, Danny gets aggressive, and then, I probably would have done the same thing there with the 8-3. I don't know if I could fire.
Yeah, it's hard to fire with the 8 high. Again, it's reading the room a little bit, and there, Andre was pretty passive in that hand.
Here you go, guys. Look at the payouts here.
There's been no talk of a chop whatsoever, which is really good. That both these players want to just play it out, and they were quite evenly stacked
at several times.
And particularly when they started.
You know, one guy has a lead than the other guy, and they're even. But now Henri's starting to.
Andre's pulled away a good bit. Now, Danny raised pre-flop and didn't make the continuation bet. And with an ace on the flop, I would definitely have made the continuation bet.
Yeah.
When you're raising pre-flop and you're just getting flatted, it's unlikely that the flat is going to represent any ace. And where your pre-flop raise definitely has strength on an ace-jack board to represent either the ace or the jack.
A hand 16, 116. The blinds have just recently gone up 61, 20, and 120. Henri still continues to get the cards here.
He does. Definitely had the card advantage.
Momentum's starting to swing his way.
Yeah, I think with a raise to 260 and a chip stack of 960 here, I think I fold the 10 deuce.
Yeah.
Wait for a better hand. Beginning to eat away at Danny's big blinds to the point where you continue to make these flats and hope to hit a flop against a hand where you're fairly dominated is maybe not the best strategy. He does have a gut shot here.
I think if Danny would have took a stab at it there.
I don't know if
Danny's-
I'm Andre. I don't know that I fold even on a stab there with the king jack. Again, it's heads up play. It's quite different than when you're playing a full ring. But I do think that Danny's got to do some chip conservation now. He's got to switch to a different kind of mode and flatting in situations like that with a 10 deuce, just not something I'd probably do. I'd probably just fold and save myself half of that blind. He's down to 7 bigs.
Yeah, Danny keeps looking down. He hasn't seen he hasn't seen a picture card since February.
He's been card dead, and that's unfortunate. But again, here in this situation,
well, hold on.
Yeah, I think it's still a dangerous board. We got a royal draw.
And look at that!
Wow.
Just when we said something, the last thing Danny wanted to see is another diamond on that board.
Yeah,
I think Danny knows now.
Andre's got the nuts.
Yeah, Danny knows that. Look at this.
Yeah.
If anything, that last diamond might save Danny a little bit of chips. I mean,
he's got to fold.
He made the call.
Yeah, not good with his chip stack. He's down to 300K.
Yeah,
2 bigs. I think in his situation there with an 8-5 suited and the blinds that he's got left, I think he was under 7.
Yeah,
maybe a shove there pre-flop will get Andre off the king, but probably not. So Andre probably takes him out on that hand. But I think continuing to flat when you're in that kind of chip situation with under 7 bigs is just usually not the best strategy.
I tell you, if frustration hasn't set in, it sure enough did there. You flop a flush, and then it comes runner time, and
you think you're trapping, and then suddenly it's runner time. And he happens to have the king.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal.
Tyler says, "Pick your winner, Danny or Andre."
Well, there's
always a chip in a chair, but this is going to be an amazing comeback if Danny can come back. So what you're looking at here is Andre, who's he goes in with the ace.
Well, here it is. Danny's going all in. Andre, he's not going to be persuaded that he's going to pick his spot. He's not going to play
the 5 deuce.
I'm not going to give you a chance to double up, and just add to Danny's frustration. I think.
And there you see the going to showdown. Andre's gone to showdown 40% of the time, and Danny 25% of the time. Of course, Andre's had the cards. He's been here. He's
I
hit
mean,
again. Yeah,
look, he
yeah.
continues to get, and it's and again, it's the last time he was here, and Danny looks down at six deuce, and it sucks for Andre because he's played so well, and then when people were, well, he was getting the cards, yeah, but he played well all day. He didn't get cards all day.
No, he's had a very strong final table.
Yeah,
I think he's made good decisions throughout.
and he wasn't the last time he was here. He was getting cards all the way through the final table. He had to be patient and play well, and I think he's showing. This is the second time that he's gotten down to heads up, and the last time he won it, and he's heavily favored right now to win it again. So, he's showing that he's a good player here.
Now Danny's got 1.5 bigs, and I mean, at some point he's just got to go. You can just let your chips go to nothing.
Yeah.
And you've just got to go. Even though it's a terrible hand, you at this point you just can't count on continuing to chip up from very conservative play.
I like that. Danny had a smile on his face. It's frustrating to sit here and watch. I know, but still, first or second, both of them going to make a very good payday.
Oh, it's a great payday for Danny, even if he takes second, obviously, and he's played great all day to get here.
But that's just it. And I don't have to tell you, but when you get down to the final two, it's not about the money, man. You want it. I played all day. I don't want to finish second.
No, you want that first. You do.
On the way home, you're like, okay, second was good. But right now, you want that spot, man. You want that first spot. And here we have an all-in with a call.
Danny's life is on the line, and he's got a decent hand. He's ahead.
He's ahead,
10-9 hits flops more than just about any other two cards.
He does have two live cards.
Yeah.
So we'll see here.
Yeah, and there it is.
And there it is, the 10.
Got an out.
A 6 or a queen.
Yeah.
And there it is. There it is, the tournament.
I want to say something about Brittany as a dealer. She's just outstanding.
Yeah,
she's done a great job at this final table. She always does. It's not easy to sit there for several hours and deal without any kind of break. And she just she's
very professional.
A very professional dealer. First-rate dealer all the way. Well, here you have the prize money.
Second place, Danny's going to take home $12,635. Andre's going to take home $16,745. Great final table, everybody. We're going to come back in here.
Need some good games.
Doc.
And
it's great final table. Appreciate you coming
out.
out.
Enjoyed it very much. It
was an awesome time in here. Great time. Don't forget, guys, down in Houston, here coming up the 4th of July, and of course the big $1 million tournament in August. Great more details about that later on, guys. Congratulations, everybody. Appreciate you coming out.